sure you get a shot off before the clock expires.
You mentioned it at the top of this broadcast how Oak Hill Academy is a high school basketball powerhouse. Think about the point guards that have played here at Oak Hill. Just recently, you had Brandon Jennings, you had Ty Lawson. If you go all the way back, you got Rod Strickland.
Great player out of New York City right now, an assistant coach for the Kentucky Wildcats, Rod Strickland.
The amount of, I guess you could call him famous alum from Oak Hill is staggering. 31-22, 4:53 to play here in the third quarter. Oak Hill Academy leading Northland High School. Sullinger on the perimeter. And that was a shot clock violation. But you can see something different about this second half with Sullinger. He's now playing on the perimeter, not down low.
Well, they're trying to take him away where they think they can get him the ball. The problem for Northland High School has not been their defense, it's their offense. They haven't scored yet, and thus they're giving up easy baskets in transition because they're getting frustrated on the offensive end of the floor.
Beautiful spin move by Howard, who can't finish, and this will be Northland basketball.
Very important for Northland High School to stay in the game, engaged defensively, even though they're going through a scoring drought.
They have not scored a point yet here in the second half.
You see Deron Lamb out there on Jared Sullinger. Keyshawn Howard on number 3 in the green, Trey Burke, and they won't leave those guys the whole game.
And a timeout has been taken by Sat Sullinger. Talking right now with J.D. Weatherspoon.
A 30-second timeout.
This is a matchup of two top 10 schools, number 2 Northland against number 9 Oak Hill Academy. Let's check out the rest of the top 10 here in the ESPN Rise Fab 50. St. Patrick's of New Jersey, number 1. Findlay Prep, who Northland beat earlier this year. Look at that, Findlay Prep already 21 games this season. We've got DeMatha High School, which is here in this tournament. Patterson Catholic, Yates, Bloomington.
This Hoop Hall Classic clearly is the biggest and the best high school event in all of basketball. The talent and the teams under one roof is amazing.
Weatherspoon top of the key. Let's see the outside skills of Sullinger. Gets it stripped. And it's off of Sullinger, so it will be Oak Hill basketball. 31-22, Northland scoreless here in the second half, trying to change things up when we come back.
Do you know how many different scents Old Spice makes?
How many? Wow, that is a lot.
This man uses a regular deodorant product. Now we apply Old Spice Swagger.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I was downstairs playing video games, then I smelled smoke. So I called 911, and then I called you guys at practice. Hey, LeBron, did you ever want to be a fireman?
You know, at first we just thought they were barbecue. Then I saw the sign.
You have insurance, guys? Did they save your jerseys? LeBron, you got your headbands from sweating already. Where's the snake? The snakes don't like the heat. LeBron don't like the heat either. Who did this? Floors. They done burned up the floor.
Give me oh, my goodness. Mr. Bryant, Mr. James, the fire started right here in the shoe closet. Imagine that.
I think we got something over here.
Can you tell me what this is, Mr. Bryant?
Oh, that's just my new shoe. The Nike Zoom Kobe 5. The lightest, lowest basketball shoe in the game. Available at Foot Locker.
All that may be true. But I'm telling you, as an official of the fire department, this shoe right here is just too hot.
Oh, boy, here we go.
LeBron, you hear that? My shoe hot.
It's a fire hat.
Burning up.
Too much.
Hotty hot. Smoking. Exploding. Literally caused a fire.
I heard the man, Kobe.
Put them on, you strike a match.
Great.
Push.
Welcome back to Springfield College, Blake Arena. It's Oak Hill Academy 31, Northland High School 22. College basketball continues with a doubleheader on ESPN's Big Monday. First at 7 Eastern, it's number 5 Syracuse taking on Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Then at 9 Eastern, Kansas State hosts the top-ranked Texas Longhorns. Big Monday presented by Bud Light on ESPN. Justin Kutcher and Paul Biancardi back here with you. Look at Jacob Pullen, 19.8 points per game. That is second in the Big 12 this season, 45% from the field. That should be a good one. You look at Sullinger right now, the frustration mounting. He's actually now moved out to the perimeter.
Well, the triangle and two has pushed him away from the basket, and that's clearly not the strength of his game. And he's frustrated as he drives to the basket, looking for the foul, doesn't get the call, trying to get himself in the flow of the offense. It's just been difficult here this afternoon with the suffocating defense of Oak Hill Academy.
And you look at the bench of this Northland High School team, and they are just demoralized. The bounces go the way now to Musa Keita, who is signed with Syracuse.
Musa Keita has really improved offensively, but where his game is best is on the glass. 10 rebounds a game and a shot blocker deluxe. They're going to love him up in Syracuse.
Weatherspoon. And we've got a blocking foul. That goes against Duran Lamb. That is his first, team's first here in the second half.
The first on the team.
You know, you mentioned those numbers about 10 rebounds per game. When you're looking at players in high school, do you even look at numbers, or are you strictly looking just what they do in the game?
I think you look in 3 different categories. You look at their performance. Do they play well in big games? And then their production. What numbers do they put up? And then obviously you look at their potential. So it's a combination of all different things. But numbers are important, but sometimes stats are misleading.
Right.
J.D. Witherspoon, that last possession, had a great drive to the basket. In the triangle and 2 defense, there is room for other players to drive the basketball, and J.D. Witherspoon took advantage of that.
Witherspoon's got 13, leading the way for Northland. Those are the first 2 points of this third quarter for Northland High School. Staten, the pull-up 3 is short. A rebound for Devon Scott.
If they can get an easy basket in transition, that will really help them out. Looks like Trey Burke carried that one.
Sullinger out on the perimeter. Witherspoon for 3. In and out. Scott with a rebound and put back. No good. Keyshawn Howard, the no-look pass. Not only did he make the no-look pass, he was then trying to direct Roscoe Smith for the other pass.
That's why Gary Williams wanted this young man, Keyshawn Howard. Tough, big heart, plays the game to win. Sacrifices his own stats at times for the good of the team. Always looking to make the right play at the right time.
Roscoe Smith at the free throw line. Verbal commit to UConn. Speaking of UConn, the women's team will be in action later on tonight, hosting number 3 Notre Dame in a fantastic matchup, number 1 versus number 3. Roscoe Smith missed the first one, the number 4 ranked small forward in the country.
He really can stroke it, Roscoe Smith. He's been quiet here this afternoon. One of the best long-range shooters in high school basketball. But never sleep on Roscoe Smith. If he releases it, it may go in.
Keyshawn Lewis, good no-look pass. Sullinger, free throw line jumper. That was just his second field goal attempt. Now his third. He's 0 for 3 from the floor. And a jump ball possession arrow, Northland. And the frustration continues to mount here for Sullinger.
The first look by Sullinger wasn't good. It was a contested shot. But the offensive rebound putback, he had a clean look at the basket. He's got to stay confident in himself because his coach and father is confident in him.
Good hands by Oak Hill, deflecting that pass. 2:17 to play here in the third quarter. 33-24, Oak Hill leading Northland. And there is the offensive foul against Sullinger. You could almost see that happening before it happened.
You could see the frustration building up all game. in his facial expressions and his body language. And just on that possession, he put his head down and he just tried to bull his way in. Right there, he dips his left shoulder and a little push-off with the left hand. In fact, a pretty good push-off. Good call by the official.
You know, you look at Duron Lamb, he's a guy who's used to guarding out on the perimeter. Sullinger, not a player, he's used to playing out on the perimeter. That's a mismatch.
It is a mismatch, but he also knows he has help behind him, so if the ball gets thrown over Duron Lamb's head, he has help by his teammates.
Burke, good change of direction, no-look pass underneath. And there's a foul against Bai Musa Keita.
And that's the beauty of the triangle and two, Justin, is that you front and back the best player in the country and in the low post. And if anybody goes on the perimeter, you always have a shadow everywhere else. But there are holes in it, and J.D. Witherspoon has been finding those holes and scoring this afternoon.
Witherspoon's got 13, that last foul was against Bai Musa Keita, his second substitution now. Martin Zabel comes in to replace Musa